why do you think single parenthood is so accepted in our community?
Same reason mediocrity is so accepted in our community. Goes back to that deficit conversation we were speaking about earlier. Like we are like we are so accepting of mediocrity that is ridiculous. Even again, the college degree situation that we didn't discuss. All of this shit ties back to everything that we did discuss tonight. Like we don't push ourselves, to go out there and accomplish more. There's no standard. There's no standard. There's no structure in most black homes, right? So we are leaving young people to kind of to their own vices. The mom was in a dysfunctional relationship, so she's not necessarily pushing her daughter to go be in a productive one or progressive one or land, standards down like, hey, this is how we move or whatever. So, when you don't get that tutelage at home, going back to what Tam was saying earlier, then you left to go find out the hard way in the streets, and you left to go out there and make mistakes that you are less likely to make. And I can't say you won't make because again, people are gonna do what they want to do at the end of the day, right? But you're less likely to make those mistakes if you have that. You're getting solid advice at home for one, and you have a solid example at home too to kind of emulate when you go out here in the real world. And fact is, most of us just do not. Most of us are in broken homes, or even if both parents are in the household, they arguing every day, type shit like that, right? So when we leave the household, we thinking toxicity is normal. So me having this kid out of wedlock compared to if in other cultures, you may get disowned for that, you may get cut off for that. In our culture, we know that our mama's gonna be accepting. Yeah, come on in. Bring the baby with you. Matter of fact, bring the boy with you. He can come on in and live with us too.
Because you don't kill no babies in the black community. You better not kill that baby.
Right. You know what I'm saying? So what that does is that enables dysfunction because again, we are so accepting of mediocrity instead of setting a standard like, hey, it's consequences if you go out here and go against the tutelage that I'm giving you. In our community, there is no consequences. Our kid can go out there and be a criminal, be selling drugs, robbing people, gang member, all type of shit. Police come to the door, mama gonna lie for him. Yeah, my baby was here all night. He wasn't doing nothing. Nah, my baby is whatever. My church going, deacon, junior deacon, all type of lot, just bullshit. So, again, we see that as protecting our kids, but we are enabling them to make bad decisions. Going back to the scenario I gave earlier, I literally, you said that I thought of a family, right? The daughter was like 19, went out there and had a kid by a man out of wedlock. He didn't have a job. He didn't have nothing going for herself. Not only did she face no repercussions for that, but the mama let her move into the crib, let the baby move into the crib, and let him move into the crib. And he didn't even have a damn job. So that's why.
Moms are enablers.
I
We are.
also think
But I think that's important to have a man in the house. You have to have a man in the house to not, balance that out. But go ahead, Miss Aiken.
I was just going to say, I also think because marriage is no longer seen as a prerequisite to parenting, so single parenthood has become much more normalized in our community. So we expect the baby before the marriage, which is just crazy when you say it out loud. It's just crazy. And that's not to say, again, like you in this situation, I didn't do it the right way either. But I think the I don't know if it's different. I guess I can't speak for majority, but just in what I've seen. I remember when I got pregnant, I was so scared to even say anything because I knew it went against what I was taught. Like I didn't even want to say anything to my mom, because my upbringing taught me differently and I went against what I was taught. Whereas I think now that that's not necessarily the case. It's kind of like what Trill was saying. Oh, come on in the house and bring like even after we had our son, I had moved back home with my mom and he was staying, with his mother at that point, and he would come up to come see the baby. And my mom would not let him spend the night. And he was on the train, like he was catching the train from the city coming up, further upstate. And it was like, and I'm like, Mom, but like, I mean, we already had the baby. You knew what we were doing. I'll respect your house. We wouldn't, but it's not cool, you know, for him to have to go all the way back. And but she wasn't having it. So even though the mistake was made, it was like, I'm not going to condone it by even allowing, you know, him to stay here. So I think we have lost some of those aspects of parenting, like parenting through a mistake. We don't have we have a lack of that now.
Gotcha.
I wanted to touch base too, piggyback off of what you said. We're having babies without the marriage. So, and a lot of times these baby showers are just as lavish as weddings. So
Yeah.
we keep celebrating this behavior, and it's like, when is it gonna stop? So
I agree.
yeah.
So what do you got? Oh, anybody wants one? I have a follow-up question.
Well,
to
you
that.
know what I found out too? That there's actually a holiday for single parents. It's on March 1st. I never heard. I was just doing some research just about, you know,
Don't tell us
single
that.
parenthood.
I don't even want people to
I
know it.
kid you not. It's called
What single mother
National.
made that up?
It's called National Single Parent Day.
Oh goodness.
And it's March 21st. And this had started back, I can't remember which president. I think I want to say it was Reagan. Just to kind of shed light on how much single parents contribute and how hard, you know, that job is, and they're doing a good job or whatever. So he kind of wanted to do it in a way to highlight it. But just thinking about that now, I was just like, whoa, I had no idea that there was a National Single Parent Day.
It's single parents, not single mom. It's single parents day.
That's
Somebody
what
said,
I
"Where's
still
the
Single
single
parent, it could be mom or dad. The fact
Well,
that
we
you're
know a single mom made that shit up.
Okay.
My
Okay, go ahead. I don't want to get this off subject, but go ahead.
yeah, this when you mentioned that mistaken that Reagan, I guess, established this, that's so ironic, because didn't he start Reaganomics, and wasn't he a part, like, isn't what he did, didn't that make more of the households become single? And so now he's doubling whatever.
What he wanted to praise is his job, what he did, what he had to go.
But that was to go with what you were saying about single parenthood getting passed. It has become a point that it has been normalized. It's not just a situation where, you know, before, you know, you would hide out, you would send the daughter away, she would come back and, you know, the baby's not there. You know, it is no longer that. It's more along the lines of, oh, you know, it happened across the country, but for us it's exponentially more. But yeah, it's just become normalized.
You know what else too is that even after the fact, right? Like as the parents, you know, let's say the daughter go out here and have the kid out of wedlock, whatever the case may be, right? Or the son, because we ain't gonna just tie this to single mothers. This dudes out here going out doing the same thing, right? So I done literally seen situations to where that'll happen, right, early on, and not only does is the mediocrity accepted, but it's enabled on the back end. And what I mean by that is the daughter done had the kid, and you're not even forcing her to raise him. Like the daughter is able to drop the kid at your crib and
Very
go just
true.
live her regular life.
No,
She at the club every
exactly.
week. She's showing up to happy hour still like nothing happened. She at the mall spending a bunch of money, all type of shit. Like she's able to just go live her life. Why? Because Big Mama gonna watch, you know, little JJ or whatever the case may be. So it's not enough that there aren't consequences tied to the decision, but we enable it on the back end.
That's
So
true.
it's like, why would you aspire for anything else? If you know whatever mistake I make, Big Mama gonna clean it up for me, or my parents gonna clean it up for me.